Yes, everyone, what's going on? Welcome back. Today we're doing a little bit of transfer talk. Might do a 5 things later on as well if you want to come and check that out too. So stay subscribed and get subscribed if you are new. Right, we're going to be talking about some signings this morning. Hopefully, I genuinely would love to see both of these get signed, but we'll start talking about them and then we'll see what the papers and that are saying. So the Daily Express are talking about Jonathan David, and they're saying that we're exploring a market for attacking reinforcements in preparation for Ronaldo's potential departure, with Jonathan David being one of the names that is considered. Like that, we did a scout report on him already. It says not only does he fit the bill stylistically, but according to Romano, he's also available for 42 million this summer. That's a very, 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 very good price. Obviously, it's a snip in the modern transfer market with the way inflation's going at the moment. It would be a miracle. It's already a miracle that no one snapped him up so far, to be honest with you, given he's probably one of the best available forwards in the window, and at 42 million, madness. Towards the end of last season, when Lille's Ligue 1 defence ended with a bit of a whimper, it was a bit obvious that he was keen to pursue new paths. But to date, there's been no offers, according to everyone, for the 22-year-old, who was supposedly one of the ones that Liverpool were looking at tracking before they opted for Darwin Núñez. So my thoughts on Jonathan David: hell of a player. Definitely think he's the kind of style that I think suits Manchester United. He knows where the net is, that's for sure. Very, 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 very good player. You've seen the scout report, and if you've not, then go and check out the scout report that I've done on him if you want to know a little bit more about what he's about. And when I see Ivan Toney's name mentioned quite a bit in the chat here, if it was a choice between Ivan Toney, who I do like, or this guy, and the price was the same, I'm going with this guy. I like Ivan Toney. I think he offers something different, and I think he would score goals for Manchester United. I just think that the quality ceiling for Jonathan David is just a little bit higher. He's a little bit more pedigree about him, even though I definitely think Ivan Toney's a hell of a footballer. I just think that you're getting a higher caliber of player. I think, if you go back to, I'm going to make some people feel very old here. If you go back to 1992... and you're looking at David Hurst, and you're looking at Eric Cantona, I'm not saying he's the same, but I'm saying Jonathan David has got more about him, the way Cantona had about him, and Ivan Toney could be a David Hurst. That's not to say David Hurst won't score goals, and we've seen what the likes of Kevin Phillips are capable of doing at times, but you'd never put Kevin Phillips on the same sort of pedigree as Alan Shearer, would you? Even though they at one point scored the same amount of goals in a season. So that's what my thoughts on that are. I would love Jonathan David. And if it's a case of we sign Ivan Toney or we sign nobody, then I'd go with Ivan Toney. But I guarantee you this, Ivan Toney will cost you every single bit as much as this guy would. Every single bit as much as this guy would. And I think that's the one that you've got to go with if it's going to be the price. I just feel there's a bigger pedigree with him. Like I said, like Toney, like him, think he's got a great attitude, got some real good stuff going on about him. But I think if you go with it, you go with Jonathan David over him a little bit. Jeff says, Steve, my local club just took it to Chelsea here in the States and smacked them in the mouth. Late equaliser by an under-17 academy player in stoppage time. Penalties. Nice. Well played. Cam says, are we linked with David? I literally just explained the links, but okay. Sausage says, I'd be surprised if we get a striker, even if Ronaldo goes. I think they'll just put Bruno in the false nine, stingy club. Would also be a consideration, I think. Ash says, Tony scored 12 goals in the league last year, played with Ericsson and has experience playing in the league. Here's the difference. Jonathan David has literally taken Lille to the top of the division. And he's got experience of what it's like to play against teams when you're the big fish. One of the other thing is Ivan Toney has been playing for an underdog side. You get more space when you're Ivan Toney playing for an underdog side than you do if you're Ivan Toney playing for Manchester United. So it's almost not necessarily comparing the same sorts of things. And on one hand, yeah, it's you're not going to get as many goal scoring opportunities. usually playing for that smaller side, but you do get a lot more room. So it's could he translate to being able to play it like that? I would think. The Simple Dude says, feels like our transfer business is already done. I don't think so. Sam Harrison says, looks far better than the £80 million Andy Carroll. He's not started well, has he, for him, Nunes? I'm sure he'll score loads of goals because they make so many opportunities. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he has a little bit of a stinker at the start of the season. He'd probably be fine for him, though, I'm sure. Emmanuel says, Steve, let him go. He's is not it. Who? Who are we talking about here? H-Boo says, he's a great player, David. Will blow up in the Europa and then Champions League. Yeah, I would go with that as well. Scott says, Tony equals Brexit tax plus Premier League clubs don't need the money as much as they used to. Yeah. Realistically, if he was getting Ivan Toney from France, he'd be a 25, 30 at a push £1 million player, but he's going to be 40s or 50s because he plays in the Premier League. Ifty says, is there no Aguero type player in the market? I mean, not really. Cruz says, makes too much sense for United to go spend 60 million on Chelsea rejects. Thomas says, if we don't sign a striker, we will have to deploy McNeil. We've got the manager to do it. We definitely have the manager to do it. Cam says, do I think David would start over Marshall? Yes, I do, actually. I do think he would start over Marshall. But I think Marshall would probably get the start initially in the season because he's obviously been on pre-season and they kind of know what to expect with him. But I would expect by Christmas it's probably changed a little bit. Saga says, get Skamaka. Apparently I saw something last night actually that's saying Skamaka is someone that United are looking at. But much like this, is it just that we're looking at someone? They need to start making moves for someone because you've seen how long it takes us to get deals done. You have to start making some genuine moves. Ifty says, how come Garnacho's been given no game time this pre-season? Well, I wasn't picking the side, unfortunately, but I imagine he basically played 2 11s. He would have been getting a couple of minutes at most, I would think. I expect him to probably play in the Vallecano game at Old Trafford. Tony says, if Ronaldo stays, does Marshall start over Rashi? No, I think Marshall's going to play as a 9 or be the backup 9. I'm not sure he's going to play on the left wing. I don't think. Colin, did I see Everton result? Surely Lampard was the first manager out, lost 4-0 to Minnesota United. No, I did not. Again, pre-season. Did they do a extra session in the morning and then make them play in the afternoon to double fatigue them? We don't know. Callum says, where's the through dark? Here. Any inside info I've got that nobody has? I don't think so. The leaks have gone. Make of that what you will, but the leaks are fucking gone. Richard Stark says, what do I think of Andy Mitten's article? De Jong or no one in midfield? Well, hell of a good timing with that, I would say. Let's talk about De Jong. So, here's what Andy Mitten had to say. United do not have a plan B for Frenkie de Jong. Ten Hag is prepared to be patient because he is central to his plans. This is Andy Mitten's article. High-level football agent on Frenkie de Jong. It's outrageous what Barcelona are doing. It's morally wrong. He's already taken a pay cut and deferred wages. They are trying to guilt-trip a player into going. It's not his issue that Barcelona was so badly run. Amen, brother. They're fucking crooks, man. They're absolute crooks. I can't believe Barcelona, that once great team that didn't have sponsorship on its shirt, that then only give its shirt to UNICEF, has just fucking bent over and just absolutely become the worst of the fucking worst. The worst of the worst. They are absolutely screwing their players. And they owe players... No, do you know what? If they was like, listen, we're in trouble financially, we need to get our house in order, we've deferred all these wages and we'll do whatever. They're out here fucking signing players, man. They're out here signing players while they owe all sorts to all these different players. The guys are holding them shirts up going, why are we getting fucking paid for being here or what? Take the fucking piss. They absolutely take the piss. Anyway, so apparently Chelsea have also told Barcelona they're interested in signing Frenkie de Jong. And in Sport, it says Frenkie de Jong doesn't want to leave Barcelona. And again, you know my feelings on that. and I don't believe that. But the midfielder would prefer to join Bayern Munich or Chelsea instead of United if he is forced out. And it says Frenkie de Jong sees Chelsea as a club with a sporting project and a structure that matches his sporting ambitions. I wonder where that's coming from. I don't believe that, to be honest with you. I don't believe that. I mean, Bayern Munich, yeah, absolutely, I can believe Bayern Munich, especially there's quite a few Ajax players there now. But no, I don't think you would looking to join Chelsea over United. I think Ten Hag's pull is a big one. And like I've said a couple of times, I don't think Ten Hag goes this deep into communicating with him and negotiating with him. If he was just saying, no, I don't want to come, no, I don't want to come, no, I don't want to come, United would move on. The fact that he's integral to our plans, you're not making plans with someone who's like, listen, I'm not coming, mate. So I'm pretty sure that he's getting the come to bed eyes at least off De Jong, Ten Hag is. I'm sure of it. I'm absolutely fucking certain of it. There's no way he's not. There's just no way he's not. I think it's just a case of Frankie's got to play the game in terms of getting what he's owed, which is a fucking lot of wedge, and then we'll figure it out. Joseph says, have I heard Graham Hunter's take on the De Jong story defending Barcelona? Graham Hunter, who wrote a book on Barcelona, that Graham Hunter. Pretty sure he wrote a book on him, didn't he? Let's have a look. Yeah, he did. In fact, he might have wrote 2 books on Barcelona. So it's like me writing a book on Manchester United and why we're the greatest football team in the world. You're not going to consider that impartial material. Ben Miller says there's no way Ten Hag is wasting time for no reason. Totally agree. Daku says if Ten Hag signed one former United player before they flopped, who do you think he would sign? I don't understand the question. Jestelic says, morning Steve, what do I think about the player contracts being the same length as the managers? Impossible. Should we sell Marshall while we can? I don't know, to be honest. I don't think you can get rid of... We've got rid of so many fucking players. And to be fair, he has looked good in pre-season. He's got to replicate that against Brighton and beyond. But if he can, then yeah, I don't think so. I would keep him probably. Shri says, I said on Twitter something was coming to United a few weeks ago. Patience. So it's going to happen before Christmas. Something that's going to take a long time. It's not a transfer, so don't have to worry about it being in the window. Do we bring in a right back, says Richard. Yes. Did a scout report on one yesterday if you want to go and check that out. Malo Gusto. The MEN have then done a little video on it, which has got some spooky little coincidences in the video, but I'll leave you guys up for it. What's the minimum expressions for next season? I think you mean expectations, and I'm honestly going to say just look better. We might have improved and not moved a single place forward because it's possible everybody else has improved around us as well. That's my worry. That is my worry, that is how it could go off. LDM, competing in the Champions League. Oh, I didn't see that one. Could we deploy Palestri and Diallo up front if we don't get any forwards? I think they do a job. I think you're fucking tripping balls if you think both of them could do a job for United up front. Not seeing anything at the moment. Anyway, let me throw this. Quick word from our sponsor, and I'll be back to answer your questions. So get your questions into the chat, and I'll be back in 1 minute. Hey folks, this video is brought to you by our partners at Surfshark. Surfshark is a VPN or a virtual private network that keeps your online identity safe by encrypting all the information sent between your device and the internet. And it keeps your personal data protected from big companies and from cyber criminals. Also, it can swap the real location of your device by changing your IP address. That way you can virtually travel to any country around the globe. Surfshark encrypts your data online and secures your personal information when you use free public Wi-Fi, which is a goldmine for hackers and criminals. And it masks your IP address so you can become private online. They make sure that your city, your country, and your download history are not linked to your identity. And it doesn't monitor, track, or store anything that you do online. That means no connection or activity logs. You can virtually change your location to access content not available in your region, which is a very, very useful thing if you're traveling. You can stay safe when you're streaming content that isn't on TV with Surfshark. If you prefer not to pay, you want to watch some of these games, you want to watch some movies, you want to do it through free streaming services, Surfshark will protect your data and your identity. Those sites are an absolute nightmare for malware and phishing and pop-ups and all sorts of stuff. Surfshark's clean web feature blocks ads, malware, and phishing attempts. It allows fans to stream the content safely. It's really extremely useful when it comes to streaming games and streaming any sort of content online that isn't on TV. With Surfshark's VPN, you can use one account on unlimited devices, whether that's your phone, your laptop, whatever it can be. I've got a special offer for you. Use the code Howson. You get 83% off and free extra months for free. And there is a 30-day money-back guarantee. Literally no risk to go and check it out. Follow the link in the description and use the code Howson to enjoy this special offer. And we are back. Right, let's see what some of you guys are saying in the questions. Vazzy says, hey, Steve, Ronaldo in or out for you? For me, I think he's going, and I don't think we're going to have anything to say about him going. Liam says, PSG signing Mukiele now. It is what it is. Deezer says, Anthony deal. Do I think this is dead? And if we lose Ronaldo, do we get him? Totally different player. I don't see how Ronaldo links in with Anthony in the slightest. Brian says, what's my thoughts on Alexander Isak? We did a scout report on him as well. Definitely go check that one out. How many more players do I think we'll get over the line? Says Alex, I'd be happy with another 2. I think if it's 2, yeah, I think that would be all right. I think it could be another right back and a striker. I think we might have to go with that. I don't think we're going to sign a number 6. I think we're going to have to make do with someone that we've already got. Ryan says, how are we feeling about the De Jong transfer? Are we wasting time? No, I think you're going to have to be patient because he's got to fuck around with Barcelona, who, honestly, I can't understand how they fell the way they fell and the way they're acting. Like the geezer Andy Mitten's been speaking to. It's unbelievable. In fact, what's the exact word that he used? Is morally wrong, outrageous, and I agree with both of those words. Could I realistically see Ronnie going to? There's not many options, to be honest, but I think he will go. Are we in for Colwill, Steve? Says Arta. I would love us to be in for Colwill, but I don't believe we are. I think you could do a fucking lot worse than him, by the way. A lot worse than him. Tom says, how impressed have I been with Zidane and Charlie Savage? I've been very impressed with them both, to be honest. There's a couple of real small detail type things that both players are doing that I really enjoy. And I think that's making me think that actually there could be something in these doing it. Chris says, Frenkie will have pride in no Barcelona have agreed a deal waiting for his money. They've absolutely screwed him. He's absolutely screwed him. So he's owed that money. He signed a fucking contract. In good faith. COVID happened. They've not been able to pay him what they said, and then they're fucking him about, aren't they? Wankers, a lot of them. Why didn't we get Neymar? Because he's a fucking chopper. We're trying to build a team. Deku says, if I had to support one team from the Australian Rugby League, who would it be? Roosters, potentially because of Mozza, who was my idol growing up. Or possibly Brisbane. They've got a lot of mates that come from Brisbane that come and played over here with us. Which strikers are available and affordable? I have no idea who's available. There's plenty are affordable. Kyle says, I think letting Lingard go was a mistake and he'll bite us in the arse when he plays against us. He needed to go. He should have gone after that loan with West Ham. There and then should have been done. Shouldn't have kept hold of it after that, I don't think. Sam says, James Ward-Prowse, I'd love him. I think he's a good player. I don't think you're going to get him, though, especially if you get Ericsson over the line. I don't think it's going to happen. Who do I think will be in for Ronaldo? Again, I'm not sure. I think it'll be someone that comes in that he goes with in the end. Chelsea seem to be after everybody, don't they? So let's just say probably Chelsea. Nikos says, Depay centre forward, no. Sam says, if De Jong doesn't happen, could Eric Ten Hag trust Donny to fill the role and develop Zidane? He might have to. it's such a big part of the budget as well. I wonder if they would defer like 85 million. I wonder if they would defer that into another position if Frenkie just definitely isn't going to happen, or if he thinks I'll go elsewhere. For me, yeah, you could probably try Donny, a little bit on the lightweight side for it maybe, but you could maybe look at getting Neves. Neves seems eager to leave. I don't know. Brandon says, Jimmy Garner looks to be back in training. Hopefully he gets some minutes to prove himself. Definitely agree on that one. Ben, I live in Southampton. Saints fans are really having a breakdown anytime I mention Ward-Prowse leaving. Peter Kelly says, why did we sell Levitt for next to nothing? I know the money we got for Levitt was a fucking joke, wasn't it? He's gone out on loan. He smashed it. He's a full international, plays regularly for Wales, and we got like 300 grand for him. It's not even a fucking week's wage for Sanchez. What are we doing? Fuck's sake. Garnacho, would I like to see Ten Hag give him a go? I absolutely would. Calvert-Lewin or Abraham? I'd take either of those, but because of English tax on both of them, I think you're going to be paying 50, 60, 70, maybe 80 million for the pair of them, and I'm not sure they're 80 million pound strikers. Deco says, is De Jong that big of a difference maker? I think he's that good. I do think he's that good. And obviously Ten Hag thinks he's that vital if there's no plan B. Cannibalistic says, Paddock loan deal for Phil Jones. In all sincerity, I genuinely sent him a signing on form and was ignored. Make it out what you will. He'd probably start for us. Anyway, cheers for tuning in. I'm going to wrap it up. Make sure to go and check out today's sponsor, Surfshark. They keep it all going, keep the lights on in this motherfucker. But cheers for tuning in, everyone. Hope you have a good day. Take it easy. Probably back with another video later, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And also, you can check out our game from the weekend. Spoiler alert, we lost 3-0, and I lost my rag, but it's a good game. Go and check it out over on the Stretford Paddock FC channel. And hopefully, we've got another big game this weekend. So stay tuned for that. See you in the next one.